What we're going to do today is we're going to create a flow chart for the gross pay program. In this way, we will be able to see one way of creating the algorithm for a program. And we'll start by going into PowerPoint. There are many ways you could do this. You could use PowerPoint. You could use Excel. You could use Word. You could use Paint. I just find it simplest to use PowerPoint. So that's what we're going to do. So I go to PowerPoint, and I'm going to open a blank presentation. And we won't need either of these two boxes. So the first thing we'll do is we'll just get rid of them. We'll click here, hit delete. Click here, hit delete. And now we're ready. The first thing you do, you click on Home. And we're going to put in at the top our name. We always put our name on top of all of the things that we do. So I'm just going to put this right up here. And I'll type Mac Littlefields gross pay flowchart. Okay, and I can grab this and center it. So that'll be the very top. Now I will begin the actual program flowchart by clicking on Home again, and I will go and I'm going to pick an oval. You always start with an oval. So if you go over here where the drawing tools, we can pick this oval and we'll put this right here at the top. And now we want to type into it. So you just go ahead and start typing. S-T-A-R-T. All right, so there's start. It's called a terminator. It tells you where you begin, and we'll have one at the bottom which will tell us where we end. We'll put it right there. The next thing we have is input. And so we'll go back to Home, go back to our drawing tools, and now we're going to have to arrow down until we find a parallelogram, also known as a rhombus. There it is right there. Click on that, and then we'll draw one right here. And put it right about there. And now we're going to enter in what is our input. So we're going to say input the pay rate. And then we'll also input hours worked. Okay? So now we've got the pay rate, we've got the hours worked. The amount that we get paid, the gross pay, is simply the product of those two. So the next step is to do some processing. To do some processing, all we need to do, click on Home, go here, pick a rectangle. Processing is always in a rectangle. So we'll put that right about there. Click in the middle again and start typing. Gross pay equals, and that would be pay rate, I'll just call it rate, multiplied, so we use an asterisk, times hours worked, okay? That's basically our processing. Now we put in an output, and an output is exactly the same as a parallelogram, just like an input. These are input-output symbols. So we'll go ahead and put in our parallelogram one more time. And so we'll say display gross pay. Okay, so we've got our input, our processing, our output, and then we always end with a terminator, another oval. And we'll put that down here at the bottom. And here we'll just put the word end. All right, so the last thing we need to do is to tie those together. And we tie those together with a down arrow. And there it is. Click on that arrow. Go here, draw it down, let go. There is the arrow connecting the first two boxes. We'll do the same for the next two. Arrow from here to here. And we can straighten this out by simply grabbing it and pulling it over. Okay. And then another one. Arrow to go from here to here. Good. And then finally one more arrow to go from gross pay, display gross pay, down to our final terminator. And that does it. We've done it. That's our flow chart for gross pay. So now all we need to do is to save it. So let's do a file, save as, and we'll save it on this PC. Now we're going to save it two ways. One way we're going to save it as a PowerPoint. In case we want to go back and change it, we do it in the PowerPoint environment. So I'll save it, and I always like to save it with my name. Of course, you would use your name. So I'm going to put here Mac Littlefield, and then this is homework 2A. Okay, so we'll save it like that. Now, we're also going to save it one other way, and that's the way we're going to turn it in. So we'll do a file, save as, and now instead of using PowerPoint, we're going to use PNG, the Portable Network Graphics format. It's a nice format to use. It's simple, small, and this is the image. This is the actual image extracted from the PowerPoint. So we'll do it that way, and again, it'll still be by the same name, your name followed by homework 2A. Click on save, and we only have one side, so do that, and that grabs it, and that does it. Just hand in the PNG file, and you will have done homework 2A, except what I asked you to do in that program is a little different than this, but nonetheless, you get the idea. Okay? That's it.